I was lying in the hospital when I suddenly heard a nurse whisper, "Change the bracelets. We almost gave the wrong baby to the wrong mother." I froze. Did she just say wrong baby? I was exhausted after 16 hours of labor, resting in my hospital bed, waiting for them to bring back my newborn daughter from her routine checkup. She had been born just 3 hours earlier. Through the thin wall of the newborn area, I overheard two nurses whispering. They thought no one could hear, but I was wide awake, too restless after finally meeting my little girl. Peeking through a small crack in the door, I saw two nurses at the baby stations, nervously holding plastic ID bracelets in their hands. The younger nurse, Emily, panicked as she whispered to her supervisor, "Mrs. Walker in room 314 is supposed to receive baby girl Carter, but we accidentally put baby girl Johnson's bracelet on the wrong baby. If we don't fix this now, she'll take someone else's child home." My blood boiled when I realized they were talking about me. I was Mrs. Walker in room 314. I had been waiting what felt like an eternity to hold my daughter. The supervisor, an older nurse named Ms. Clark, examined two nearly identical newborns lying side by side in their plastic cradles. Both had similar weights. Both were born within an hour of each other, and both had their identities mixed up in the chaos of a busy labor night. Emily's hands shook as she explained how it happened. Baby Johnson was born at 11:47 p.m. in room 318, but her bracelet had fallen off during the vitamin K injection. When they replaced it, they accidentally used the label printer configured with my information. I stayed perfectly still, pretending to sleep, listening as they discussed how to cover it up without anyone finding out. Miss Clark was clearly more worried about avoiding paperwork than about the baby's lives. "We'll quietly switch the bracelets and tell the mothers the babies needed extended monitoring," she muttered. "No family will ever know." But Emily wasn't convinced. What happens if there are medical complications later? What if one of these babies has a genetic condition? These are real lives we're talking about. Then came the most chilling part. Miss Clark admitted this wasn't the first time. "Last month we had the same issue with two boys. We corrected it, and no one ever knew." She said it like confusing human beings was just a small clerical error. That was it. I couldn't stay silent. I cleared my throat loudly, making both nurses freeze. "Excuse me," I said, my voice trembling but firm. "Is there a problem with my daughter?" Miss Clark instantly forced a smile, stepping into my room. "Oh no, Mrs. Walker, everything is perfectly fine. We're just completing some routine paperwork before bringing your beautiful daughter back." But I had heard enough. I demanded to see the hospital administrator immediately and explained everything I overheard: the bracelet mix-up, the cover-up plan, and the history of similar incidents. Within an hour, the maternity ward was filled with administrators and patient advocates. Emergency DNA tests were ordered to confirm which baby belonged to which family. The results were shocking. If I hadn't overheard that conversation, I would have taken the wrong child home. Baby Johnson would have gone to my family, while my real daughter would have been raised by strangers. Emily was praised for speaking up and transferred to a safer department. Ms. Clark was fired on the spot and reported to the nursing board. The investigation revealed years of cover-ups, including baby mix-ups and dangerous medication errors. The hospital completely overhauled its policies, including mandatory DNA testing for all newborns, redundant ID systems, and zero tolerance for unreported errors. Both families were given full disclosure, including medical records and genetic confirmation, to ensure that no lasting harm was done. All because I happened to be awake at the right moment, overhearing a nurse whisper about the wrong baby.